Who are you?
Lamidi Apapa, the man that actually filed a petition at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to withdraw the petition of P2B against Tinubu, APC and INEC, what saved the situation was the fact that a provision made it possible for a candidate to continue with the petition at the appeal court in any case that the party withdraws from the petition. The same man is at it again after all the battle he had with Abure and other executives of Labour Party. They have now reconciled, and when questioned why they reconciled, he said that they reconciled in order to fight their common enemies. And who are these common enemies? P2B and the NLC. Let's take it one by one. It is very obvious that the relationship between P2B and the Labour Party chairman Julius Abure is not at its best lately because of the way and manner he conducted the National Convention in Nnewi, Anambra State. That convention returned him and other executives of the party to office, and many people were against the convention at the time that he didn't follow due process, most especially the way he excluded other new members from contesting for positions in the Labour Party. And if you remember, P2B advised him against holding the convention, but he went ahead and did it anyway. Secondly, the NLC seriously opposed Abure at the time for the way he conducted the National Convention, and as a result, they instructed their political branch to take over the party from Abure and other executives of the party. So now, the two groups have united against NLC and P2B. They are seeing them as their common enemies. But it doesn't end there. It's all part of the realignments for 2027 presidential election. With Atiku moving around the north, meeting many political heavyweights, he met Buhari yesterday. There are rumors that he informed him that he wants to form a mega party. It's obvious that Atiku wouldn't be doing this for any other person except for himself. So the race for 2027 has already started. Yes, it looks like Atiku is even feeling more confident, much more than he felt in 2023 presidential election. Part of the reason he didn't sweep the north was because Buhari's followers didn't back him. Majority of Buhari's followers backed Tinubu and APC. But now he's thinking that consulting Buhari will make him to take over his entire followers in the north. Anyway, there's nothing in politics that is certain. Remember that Atiku didn't even win his home state of Adamawa with a landslide. So even if Atiku ends up convincing Buhari and winning over his supporters, which will help him to win the entire north in 2027 elections, that will still not make him to win the presidential election. It happened to Buhari many times. Even in 2011 when he contested against Goodluck Jonathan, he won the entire north, but he wasn't able to win the presidential election. Now, should Nigerian politicians be talking about the presidential election that is still 3 years away? No, especially when Nigerians are facing the worst hardship in their lives. It shows that Nigerian politicians got their priorities wrong, especially people that are backing Lamidi Apapa and co. They are backing them to make sure that they stop P2B from getting the presidential ticket in Labour Party. Which of course, Julius Abure said some time ago that he has preserved the presidential ticket solely for P2B. With Lamidi Apapa and co back in the mix, no one can predict what will happen in the near future. They might go to any length, even using litigations in court to make sure that P2B does not emerge as the presidential flag bearer of Labour Party, which ultimately shows that they don't want him to be on the ballot in 2027. They want to start the rigging at the party level even before the election starts. These are people who will freely tell you that, hey, he doesn't have structure, he didn't win this, he didn't win that, but they can never stop talking about him, they can never stop fighting him. Anyway, for Nigerians to still keep hope alive, especially obedience that support P2B, P2B must immediately move. That's if he has not done that already. He must secure a fallback party in case anything goes wrong in the approach to 2027 presidential election. This is the party he will fall back to in case all that Atiku and PDP bigwigs are doing is just to make sure Atiku emerges as the presidential candidate of the PDP. And with the infighting in Labour Party, it's unpredictable what will happen in 2025, 2026 and 2027. With the likes of Kenneth Okonkwo saying that he will never work with Julius Abure and co. It's obvious that Labour Party is headed in the wrong direction. So all these might affect the chances of Peter Obi retaining the presidential ticket of Labour Party in 2027. It's not as if Peter Obi is indispensable, no one is. But looking at all the frontrunners in Nigerian politics today, especially in the opposition, it is only him that people can trust. It is only Peter Obi that many Nigerians can predict what he will do in office and what he will not do. The most important thing that worries many Nigerians about political office holders is corruption. And Peter Obi is the only man Nigerians can say, hey, corruption will not thrive under this man. He will always do his best to make sure the right things are done. And when you see Nigerian political class fighting against the man, it shows that Nigerians did the right thing in 2023. That's why Nigerians must rally round again to do the right thing in 2027. When you are in a resistance, you're opposing the powers that be and they start fighting you back, it means you're doing the right thing. You're hitting all the right chords. Otherwise, they wouldn't even take you seriously. They wouldn't consider you a threat to their ambitions. So that's why everyone should understand that even the little that is being done today, they are hitting the right cause. They are hitting the powers that be where they don't want to be hit. That's why everyone must redouble their efforts. If you are doing one today, make sure you do times 10 tomorrow, so that Nigerians can force good governance in their own country. They can force free and fair elections. These are things that are taken for granted in other countries. Without free and fair elections, good governance will continue to be a dream. It can never happen, because anyone that rigs himself to power, buys his way to power, he will never work for Nigerians. He will only work for himself and his associates. That's how it works. It's like an investment to them. You make an investment, you recover your investment with benefits. So the hawks are already gathered in Labour Party. It's only NLC that can solve this problem, but they have their hands full. They are still fighting the government for a living wage. If they're able to solve that problem, they can now concentrate on Labour Party and take over the party and conduct a truly independent and free and fair national convention that will bring in others, especially people that worked with the party in the past presidential election. If that is done, then Labour Party can still serve as a vehicle for the pursuit of the Nigerian dream. Yes, many have lost hope, but the Nigerian dream is still very much possible. Do you know that just two things, two important decisions, can reverse the current food inflation in Nigeria? Look around your neighborhoods and workplaces. How many eateries, restaurants and mama puts, even hawkers who hawk the food around, how many of them are still in operation today? Part of the reason many restaurants closed shop was simply because they got tired of increasing the price of their meal every day. It's tiring. A customer walks in today, you tell him it's 1,000 naira for a plate of food. Tomorrow he walks in, you tell him it's 1,500. Next tomorrow, 2,000 naira. And sometimes they finish cooking the food. They don't even see customers who come in to eat because people don't have the money. They simply don't have that money to buy the food, which means the food will rot away because there's no electricity to store the food in a freezer. You can't blame them. When they go to the market to buy foodstuffs, they still make the same price increase every day. They can't eat the cost, they have to recover the cost from the customers. And now that customers are no longer coming to eat, what are they going to do? They simply have to close shop. So the high cost of living and the hardship is having a multiplier effect on the economy. What needs to be done to instantly reverse everything is to take two important decisions. One, the government needs to import food on a massive scale. Think of food that can last Nigeria for more than 6 months. If they do that, they will flood the market with food to the level that it must become affordable to the average Nigerian. If a 50 kg bag of rice is being sold for more than 80,000 naira today, they must sell it for about 20,000 naira for one bag. While they are doing that, they must mobilize security agencies the way Goodluck Jonathan administration mobilized before the presidential election of 2015. They must mobilize on a massive scale to fight the insecurity, stopping farmers, banditry, kidnapping, all sorts. They must take hold of the situation under 1 month. When they do all this at the same time, things will change drastically in a miraculous way. People will have confidence to go back to their farms. People will have confidence to make investments in the economy. a lot of things will improve very, very quickly. But are they going to do this? No. Politicians of today will not do this. Rather, the money that will be spent in doing this, they will spend it on themselves. They will even borrow money and squander all the money. There are other measures they can take to see an immediate improvement, but these two are the ones that will drive the drastic change. It has been done before. Obama did it in America during the 2008 economic crisis. It has been done in many Western countries. They also do it in Nigeria all the time in form of palliatives, but never at this massive scale. Thanks for watching.